Welcome back guys, and today we're taking a look at something that definitely falls into the category of I know nothing about, but the figure looked awesome so I had to get it. And before everyone starts tearing me apart down in the comments for buying a figure of a character that I'm not so familiar with, this also falls in the category of me actually getting into the animated series and doing a bit of further research on Terry McGinnis because I really do enjoy the figure. In fact, to say that I enjoy this figure is probably an understatement because this beautiful piece of shiny red, black and white, insanely articulated plastic is easily one of my favorite purchases this year. And I'm about to tell you why you also need the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Batman Beyond. Let's have a look. So let's see how Terry stacks up against a couple of other 6-inch figures. On the left we have the Mafex Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman and the Mafex Spider-Man 2099. And on the right we have the Marvel Legends Retro Card Beast and the Revoltech Attack on Titan Armored Titan. If you're not too familiar with Revoltech figures, they're basically in that 1/12 scale, but have more of a stylized aesthetic compared to your standard 6-inch action figures like your Marvel Legends. This particular suit here is based, I believe, on the prototype suit used in the Batman Beyond comic book run, most notably issues 6 to 11, so it differs slightly to what we're used to seeing from the animated series. The prototype suit, or X7 suit, is a little more detailed and really not too far off with what Revoltech has done here, with a few artistic licenses of course. So it's more of an armor than I guess a suit with the details dialed up to the max. But what I love about the design is that it's actually kind of simple, which I know sounds contradictory, but the suit is basically a sea of glossy black with some very carefully placed red detailing around the arms, legs, and of course that bat symbol in the middle. There's a ton, and I mean a ton, of sculpted detail in there, but it does kind of get washed out a little bit at first glance because of the two-tone color. And again, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I think that's a good thing. You're not going to get seizures just by looking at it. The details are there, but you got to get in up close and personal to really pick out all the sculpted armor pieces, vents, and panel lines. We do have a white utility belt in the middle that kind of breaks up that monotone red and black aesthetic, and I think it's kind of up to you whether you like it or not. I think maybe I would have liked to seen it in all black, but it's definitely not a bad look. And now we have those wings. They come packaged separately from the figure, so you do have to attach them via a couple of smaller Revoltech joints onto the back, which gives them a nice hinge and swivel. The wings also have a hinge in the middle, so you can fold them in when you have Terry in a more, I guess, relaxed neutral pose. The wings are painted in a beautiful metallic red with a high-techy honeycomb design. We get 2 head sculpts with this release, including your standard neutral mouth closed expression and an angrier, more action-oriented teeth grit head sculpt. Both look great, the red paints are nice and clean, and they do what they're supposed to. No complaints here.
Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation. First up, head looks up, great for your in-flight poses. Head looks down, side to side tilt, left and right rotation, and we get an independent neck joint there. So overall, really great head and neck articulation. Shoulders move way past 90 degrees. We have 360 rotation. There is a bit of movement here at the shoulders. We have a bicep swivel. Elbows get a great range. Look at that, fantastic. And you have swivel and hinges at the wrist. The butterfly joints are fantastic. You can get his arms crossing way past his chest, and they extend quite far back as well. The torso here is made up of, I guess, 4 pieces: the upper torso, the ab section, and you have the lower torso here, the crotch piece, and you do have a lower ab section as well. You have the belt here, which is a floating piece that's connected to the back of the lower torso. But this whole setup here, it's all made up of ball joints, so you're going to get some really fantastic range going forward. Really good forward ab crunch, so you're going to get some really nice deep crouch poses, but you also get some really good range going back as well. There's a swivel and just all around really good movement at the upper torso, and the same in the lower half of the torso as well. The crotch piece here is a softer rubbery plastic, and so is this, I guess, upper lower torso part as well. The crotch piece here is a softer rubbery plastic, so you do get some flex when he kicks up. That's really fantastic range. He kicks back really well as well, so you get more than 180 degrees going backward and forward. Kicking out, you have a nice spread there. There is a thigh cut, but you also have kind of a cut there where the leg meets the waist as well, so you can use both. The knees get a fantastic range. Look at that, his feet kicks his butt, and you can see here the leg sits flush on the back of his thigh there, which is great. The boot swivel here is on a ball joint, so you do get side-to-side rotation, but you also get up and down as well, which is great. There's a swivel there at the ankle. Feet go down, feet go really well up. There's a toe hinge, and of course, some really good ankle pivot.
For accessories, we get a couple of fists for Wing Chun straight punching that subscribe button. There's a couple of saluting karate chop in-flight or slapping hands. We also get a pair of open palm stylized hands for all your action poses. There's a set of claw or talon hands with gunmetal painted talons or claws. Terry also comes with some batarang holding hands for some dual wielding, dual batarang throwing action. Here's a look at the batarangs up close, some black for the handles and some metallic red for the blades. He holds on to them fairly securely, but if you give it a shake, they will fall out. This one's kind of a bonus, but if you pre-ordered this directly through Kyoto's website or ordered it from a retailer that offered it, you will get a couple of extra hands with blades. I wouldn't say they're absolutely essential to the figure, but it is certainly nice to have them in Batman's arsenal. They're a pair of translucent reddish pink blades with some white on the edges. Pretty cool and definitely great for more posing action. We also get a pair of thruster effects on tiny Revoltech joints, so you get a bit of swivel out of them, which is great. They just plug into the bottom of his feet and I think add quite a bit of play value to the figure. It's a pretty simple accessory, but I'm having a lot of fun posing Batman with them. Definitely a welcome accessory in the package. Last but not least, we do get a clear plastic flight stand, which I never use, but since this is a flying character, it might come in handy, and we also get a couple of extra replacement Revoltech joints. Like I said in the beginning, I bought this figure purely because of how it looked, and if you love action figures and posing, why wouldn't you? Awesome looking figures are still awesome looking figures, no matter what the property. And if I ended up learning something about the character and a little bit more, that's a bonus. As much as I love this figure, there is a couple of things holding it back for me, and that's probably just with my copy of the figure. The hands unfortunately don't stay on as tightly as I'd like, and the right foot is a little on the loose side. The bonus blade should also come standard, but even without it, this is still a super fun figure to pose with a ton of options already. This and the Attack on Titan figures have really rekindled my love for the Revoltech line, and maybe I just enjoy taking my time posing figures a lot more than I did before, but this is one I highly recommend, especially if you're an articulation junkie. It's a figure that you'll definitely want to keep on your desk at arm's reach every time you feel that itch to pose something. Anyway, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back very soon with the SH Figuarts Jiraiya, Marfix, Amazing Spider-Man, and probably Okarun from Dandadan. I think that's coming out at the end of this month. But until then, stay hydrated out there, don't forget your push-ups, and as always,
Yoroshiku!